Hey, good morning, FCF. We are about to take an 8-day journey, and it's a subject that at first you might think it doesn't sound very interesting, Randy, but hang in there. The subject is work. I mean, we spend, approximately 1/3 of our life, maybe more than that. Most people who have ever lived spent more than that because they would have to work from sun up to sundown just to exist. Point being, though, as human beings, we spend a great deal of our time in life on work. Now, work is not a punishment. God had given Adam and Eve work. They were to tend to the garden before they ever broke trust with Him. Now, I don't know what you did to the garden. Yeah, I got thinking about this earlier. It's kind of like you're running around there and you have no clothes, no tools. There's nothing to do but pluck fruit off trees that are growing. So I don't know what the tending to the garden was, but nevertheless, He gave them work. Now, for us today, work has changed. Originally, work was something that was fulfilling and exciting and wonderful. You think about it, God works all the time. And His work, of course, is something that doesn't wear Him out. He doesn't get fatigued. He doesn't get discouraged. It's just an extension of who He is. It allows His creativity to express itself, to bless others, and to contribute and do good. And hence, that's what it was meant to do for us too. But we know now, because evil has come into the world, work can be difficult. It's difficult because sometimes of the circumstances we work under, or the people we work with, or the people we work for, or because of our own bad habits that we've developed through the years. So work can look like drudgery at times to us. Work can be a place where we experience a lot of pressure, a lot of discouragement. So it's critical that we get an insight from God on how we should view work and how we can see to it that work is the transforming experience that God intends it to be. By the way, our work is going to help to position us for eternity. Let me rephrase that. Our faithfulness at our work. It's not what we do that counts in God's sight. It's the way that we do it. It's the attitude. It's the faithfulness. Now again, work was meant to be fulfilling, exciting, fun. Picture this. Maybe this is as close we come. Imagine that you were an artist. You're a great sculptor, or you're a great painter. Now you're working hard, probably every day, probably more hours than a lot of people that are paid to punch a clock. But you love what you're doing. No matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult, it's flowing from your inside out. You're fulfilled, you're excited. You know it's going to bless others, it's going to contribute. So you're working hard, get that in mind, but you're also excited and having fun and being fulfilled. And you're thinking right now, that's the job I'm looking for, the job that's exciting and fulfilling and that I enjoy doing it. Well, sometimes we have to make the job we have become that job in this world while we wait for our eternal jobs to come based on our faithfulness in our present jobs now. Okay, big intro, a lot of intro. Let's go to our first principle. We're going to look quite a bit in the book of Proverbs. In Proverbs chapter 14, verse 23, it simply says this: all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. All hard work brings a profit. Now, I'm not trying to say that we should work stupid and not smart, but there is something to be said for hard work, and unfortunately, there seems to be a temptation for most of us as humans to do just enough work. Enough work to keep our jobs, enough work to keep our bosses satisfied, enough work to keep the company afloat, whatever it is, as opposed to hard work. There's a boundary between hard work and overwork, or becoming addicted to one's work. And we have to find where that is. But we ought to be at a place where we're putting in a lot of effort. We're going at it hard. We're giving the best that we can tell. We're giving it 110%. One of the most discouraging things to me when I first became a Christian was I was still doing construction work, was I would occasionally meet a fellow Christian on the job. And not always, but almost always, those rascals were not good workers. And I just found it embarrassing, frankly, because I felt like, okay, if God's given me a job, an opportunity here, I owe it to Him as well as to my employer to go 100%. And when these Christians would be lazy and unconcerned about their place of employment, I just felt like it was a dishonor to God, and I knew that it was not good for them as well. So maybe we could end with this question. God has chosen for work to be a place where we develop, where we grow, where creative ideas and capacities start to catalyze and develop in us. It's the place that's preparing us for our eternal positions in the future. Are we hard at work? You say, but Randy, you don't know how crummy my boss is or how bad the job is. It doesn't matter. Hard work always brings a profit. It'll bring a profit to you. It'll bring a profit to God, His honor. It'll bring a profit to society. Work hard at whatever it is you're doing. See you tomorrow.